Hello and welcome into the SorareData Game Week 444 preview. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Joined today by Mr. Sam Ty, who is apparently wearing a half-zip jacket despite the zipper going all the way down. Hi, Sam.
Hi. Let's not dwell on that. I said some people here might call this a half zip. I don't.
Sam, we're going to dwell on this.
Okay.
We've got a slow midweek, and so I need to make some content here, and so this is what's going to happen. So I complimented Sam on this athletic jacket that he has, and I called it a jacket, and I was like, oh, maybe you call it something different. And he was like, no, it's a jacket. Some might call it a half zip because it's not a quarter zip. And I was like, oh, does the zipper stop halfway? And then we started getting into a math lesson, and Sam tried to explain that it goes all the way down, but would still call it a half zip. And I told him to stop talking so I could start the stream and ask everyone in the chat, what is Sam wearing?
I thought, right, so basically half zip, because if you zip it all the way down, it splits the jacket in half. Quarter zip, if you go down to here, it splits it into 1, 2, kind of 3, 4, I think is the logic behind that one.
No. That's not the logic. The logic is that you're zippering it quarter. They can only go a quarter of the length of the entire zipper.
Okay.
So a half zip would be half of the zipper.
Okay. I'm with you. What would 3/4 be?
I don't think a half zip exists. I think you made this up. 3/4 would be even worse. Yeah, I'm like, and it's a cardigan. Yeah.
I think I call it a warm-up jacket or a walkout jacket nowadays, because while this may not have always been the case, you basically see the players walk from the tunnel to the Champions League anthem line, and then as soon as they're done singing, because they get so hot when they're singing, they have to take it off immediately. And there's a man in charge of collecting all of the jackets safely and then going and obviously hosing them down and making sure they don't catch fire because the players that have just been wearing them are so hot. Yes, that's how it works.
As somebody who is a fan of the National Football League, boy, guys, we are not getting into Game Week 444. My apologies. We'll get there. What is your opinion of the fact that it's someone's job to run over to the quarterback after every timeout in a cold game and put a jacket on top of him? Do you find that appropriate?
I think that's quite fun, as long as you liked them.
Like the jacket or like the player?
No, as long as the assistant liked the player, because obviously there are some quarterbacks, if they play for our team, I'm assuming that very often the person that works for the team there in equipment is going to be a fan of the team. And so, like, what if you work for the Cleveland Browns and for 15 years, every single quarterback that walks through the door is garbage and you hate them all? One day you might just be like, sorry, mate, lost the jacket.
Yeah. Get your own jacket.
I don't know where it is. I put it over there. I swear it's just gone. I thought you were going to ask about. First of all, I thought you were going to tee me into the Detroit Lions.
Somebody
making modern history. Yes, go Lions. Should have worn my hat. But also, there's the people that go and squirt water into people's mouths. I mean, that's.
Thank you for bringing that up, because my wife finds that to be absolutely embarrassing that they need to do this, that there is somebody's job. And she's like, I'm not sure who I'm more embarrassed for, like the guy who has to squeeze the bottle or the player who has to have somebody else squeeze it into their face. But I showed her a video. I think it was in a college football game recently. A player got the water bottle stuck in the face mask. Yeah. Like he went like that and it just and he couldn't get it out. And I was like, see, this is why they have to have professional water bottle squirters.
This is what happens when you create sports that you require that require helmets. This is the payoff.
This
is the cost, the human cost.
Right. Quick update. Harry says he's been sacked. It's a little weird that Sam is the one who's here as Harry gets sacked, but Quinny is also here. What's up, guys? Nobody's been sacked.
Baker Mayfield was sacked last night by the Lions.
Oof. Anyway,
come on.
Enough of that football.
Yeah.
Kev Heard, what's up? Sora Mamba's here. What's up? And Breeze, man, we got some people who are not usually, I don't even know if they usually watch, but not usually in the chat. And then they're on the podium this week. So Thanks everyone for coming in. I'm only showing those people. Anyway, game week 444. Sam, as soon as I realized it was 444, I was like, man, they should have done something special for this. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's midweek. Ever since the World Cup, they had to switch like odd game weeks to weekends. And I was like, we can never have a fancy special weekly because nobody celebrates numbers.
Yeah, that's right. I do. I remember looking in the Sorare Discord at one point, and it was like like they'd just done the big update, I think in December or November, and they were asking for feedback, and like literally one of the most popular and liked comments was bring back even numbered weekend game weeks. It's like, sorry, that's not really part of this, but people are really pining for this, and the World Cup has kind of ruined it. Is there a chance that the Euros can reset it, or that wouldn't work, would it? They wouldn't do that because
I don't think so. Only because there's other stuff going on. So
yeah, so we have to wait for the next World Cup, and even then, it might not work out that way on the calendar.
What if they just skipped one?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Just give everyone 3 months' notice, and then they can't complain. We told you 3 months ago that we just weren't scoring this game week.
I love that you think that people would not complain despite 3 months' notice. Anyway, Galatasaray, Bayern Munich, Algeria, Rangers, and I think I know our odds are messed up for this Zagreb derby because I can't imagine Lokomotiva is favored away to Dynamo. So let's just pretend.
Okay. Yeah, that seems odd. Aren't Lokomotiva like 9th?
Wherever they are. I don't think that Dynamo Zagreb have ever been home underdogs in a domestic league match. Simple as that.
No. Okay.
Oh man, Sorare Soul says find a midweek with K-League games to skip. It makes no difference. That's like yeah.
It's good. That's good.
If there's like anyone who can make that joke, it's Sorare Soul. So I'm okay. Like I'm cool with that. Not my joke. Pico Player says Dynamo Lokomotiva switched home fields for this game, but also that they're not favored. I know they're not favored. They switched their hosting. The data, yeah, I don't know, but yes, Dynamo Zagreb are favored, so we'll go with that. So then what else we have? Leeds, Monterey with Ligue MX, Bordeaux, Mali, and Morocco. I do love these AFCON slates. I'm disappointed we still haven't gotten any sort of like AFCON special weekly, but it is what it is. Sam Ty, how you feeling about second division this week?
How are we feeling about second division? I mean, it puts when Ligue 2 plays French second division. I'm in the hunt. I'm in the super rare realm because most of my players play there. So I'm always a happy guy when Ligue 2 is playing. And what's Southampton's matchup? That usually makes me really happy if Southampton have got a good one, but I don't see them in the top 20 or 30 here, unfortunately.
I don't think
they're playing, but
I was going to say Leeds the only. Was that Leeds Norwich? Are they the only championship match this week?
Yeah, maybe they're just catching one up or something. Let's have a look.
And then Ligue 2.
Ligue 2.
Which doesn't say where's Saint Etienne or
it's just Leeds and Norwich. Saint Etienne I think I've got a game. I'm sure on my lineup builder I've got the boys. I've got the boys in there, Powell's in there. Yeah. The French Cup this French Cup has really been messing with the Ligue 2 schedule. But I think we're done with that now. I think the French Cup has reached the point where all of the lower division teams are basically out. The ones that got to a incredible valiant round of 16 are now obviously finally piling out as well. So smooth sailing to the end of the season.
Did you ever have a Johnny Placide,
maybe? I don't know. No, I never had one of those. That is a card. We all have these. I've looked at that card many times, right? Like I could pick this guy's bald head out of a lineup of 20, but I've never actually owned one.
Do you know what the reason why everybody looks and then they look away? It's because he's 35.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
They're just like,
Yeah, no, maybe not.
And look what we're missing out on, other than the 14.
Yeah. Take one of those, though. Keep the L15 in check.
There you go.
I can find a positive in anything.
But yeah, Leeds, I mean, Should they blast Norwich?
Norwich are doing this thing where like everyone agrees that Norwich aren't great, but they do tend to pick up some results, and they maybe it's just the power of Josh Sargent or what I don't know exactly what it is, but they do tend to pick up results, or they just score a random goal. And I think a lot of Norwich fans on my timeline are constantly talking about how the manager should be under quite a lot of pressure and how the football isn't great and things aren't improving. But then like every time I check my scores app, they've nicked a point or something, or they've won two, and so he's just kind of hanging on. And so it does always feel like Norwich should probably lose, but then that doesn't actually happen all of the time. Leeds at home, though, obviously one of the top teams in the division, and Ellen Road is a funny old place to go. So yeah, I can understand why they're favoured for sure.
Mohammed said if Norwich play against them like they played against West Brom, then we're cooking. I have no idea what happened in. 2-0.
Yeah, there you go. That's tough as well. West Brom, I think, have got the most clean sheets in the league so far this season. So that is actually a very, very strong result. Fair play.
All right. I was going to go down the whole like, how is Somerville doing? But I assume he just continues to be the best player on the platform.
Yeah, best not to look.
Best.
I said best not to look.
I know. I'm going to look though. I don't feel as bad anymore.
Time is a great healer.
Aru said I DM Placide. Where's he from? That should help me figure out how to say his name.
He's obviously got a French name, but I think he's from like a French island or something.
Yeah, Haiti.
Yeah.
So that actually didn't help me at all.
No, but it's got to be Placide. There's no accent on the E, and
yeah. But I love this. I DM'd him once to ask about his contract last season, and he actually replied. Players replying to Sorare-related questions are just my favorite thing on Instagram.
I'm still waiting for a reply on Instagram from Musa Silla. I wished him a happy Christmas because he got me 3 super rare thresholds. And he hasn't replied yet. I'm still waiting. I'm sure it will come. I'm sure he's getting to it.
Well, you didn't like ask him a very personal question that hidden in a compliment. You just were like thanking him. It should just be like, so you sticking around or something like that.
Yeah, maybe I'll reply with an aggressive question. See what happens.
See how that works.
I also DM'd Mikel Dooland once and he didn't reply. So my record isn't good.
Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah.
Asia still empty. America, we've got some Liga MX. I believe Argentina starts. Hell yeah, it does. Thank God. Although we don't have any odds yet. I'm not sure any of these matchups are super one-sided anyway, and they're I guess we have Newell's, Cards, and Rosario. But I'm all Liga MX this week. Tigres and America away. Is that San Luis and Juarez away. That's not as fun, actually. Do you have any America cards yet?
Just got the ones I'm waiting to sell. I don't have an awful lot. I've got a Brazilian defender, Mauricio Lemos, and I've got some MLS stuff. So unfortunately, the return of Mexico and the return of Argentina does absolutely nothing for me. My apologies. I know it's big for you, though. I can see it on the screen.
It's getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. This weekend will be nice. Toby, no clue when Villalpando is coming back or when he's like actually going to play. I think there's lots of frustration from people I know and people that I'm pointing to right now about him not playing yet. So we'll see. What is in Challenger? Turkey, Croatia, then SPFL game? How about that? Just one though, right? Or do we have?
Yeah, there was Rangers, there was Hearts.
Hibs.
Yeah, there's Dundee at the bottom there, obviously playing Hearts. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 or 3.
Are those rescheduled?
Probably.
Weather fixtures?
Yeah, very probably. Look at that Gala one at the top. That's Istanbulspor, right? They're bottom.
Yes.
So this is top v bottom at home.
Yes.
This is horrific.
60% chance of 3+ goals.
Yeah, I mean anybody that doesn't have Gala and looking at that in Challenger and also like All-Star Rare Plus and stuff like that, must be thinking, oh no. Oh no, please no.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there are not significant, but like some of the top ones we see are away. Like Fenner's away, Rangers are away as favorites. Not that you can totally gator guy it and just be like, oh yeah, they're just not going to do anything. But they're not like the perfect matchup, I would say.
When did Gator Guy become a verb?
Yeah, 10 seconds ago.
Congratulations to him. That's awesome.
Let's see. Arush says, will my Masuaku be scored if I put him in Challenger Europe this week, as he has 2 games this game week, one being Besiktas?
No, I don't think so. It's not supposed to.
How he's going to play?
Well, he'll play for DR Congo, but obviously Besiktas have a fixture. So what Aruj is kind of asking is the system gonna
Gotcha.
screw up and not?
I thought somehow he was
going
playing
on?
both, and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen.
No. There's been a few of those though. I've enjoyed the symmetry. Like I've seen a couple of them where players have played in AFCON for their nation, and at the exact same time in the world, their clubs are also playing. So Hamari Traore
Yes.
played at 8 p.m. as did Real Sociedad, and there was another one yesterday that, and the name has slipped my mind. What was it? Moroccan player. I think it was a Moroccan player, but yeah, someone
Did
was
West
also
Ham play
playing.
yesterday?
Yes, it was Aged. Yeah, it was Naya Faged. And it comes up on SorareData, no criticism intended, as they're really bit there. Oh, it's quite a shift. I thought again, it's got some work on here. Wow, it's got 2 pitches to cover.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that a lot. The fact that they're playing at the same time, it's like they never left. You know,
Right. Yeah, right. Their bodies clocks are the same. Like they're just.
But in SO5, it shouldn't let Masuaku score for DR Congo count for Challenger.
In Challenger, correct.
It shouldn't.
That's how we have to answer questions for Sorare. It shouldn't. Champion Europe is packed.
Oh, guess who's got the Union Berlin goalkeeper? Yeah, I'm on. I'm on to a hiding for nothing here. This is going to be awful.
This was a snow reschedule, I believe.
Yeah. Only from it was either the first game back. No, it was the last game of the. Oh, what do they call it? The Hinrunde. I think the first half of the season is the Hinrunde, and the second half is the Rückrunde. It's great work. I literally might have them like mixed up, but it's the same vibe as the Apertura Clausura thing, and I think it's fantastic that they have names for this, and I want England to have them as well. But yeah, it was rescheduled. Union Berlin then obviously lost their first game back to more weather, so you'll need to play some games at some point.
For real.
But this would bother me as an Union Berlin fan, and it bothers me as someone who has Frederic Rono, because Bayern are going to have to reply to what happened at the weekend, right? It's a massive shock result. Werder Bremen, really disappointing. And like, you don't want to be on the wrong end of the next one. You don't want to be the next lamb to slaughter, do you? So that is a really powerful matchup for Bayern, who are probably going to hit them for like 6.
Mm. And it just feels like there's so many Bayern cards out there. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. So Gala and Bayern so far. Maybe I won't enter anything.
Yeah.
I've never been more scared of a game week in my life. I'm just going to remove all my teams quickly.
It's one of those where so I don't, full disclosure, I mean, I know people are going to be shocked about this. I very rarely look at the matchups before this stream starts. But I do look at my lineups. Like I built some lineups, but I don't have like an idea of the whole game week. And I'm like, man, I could really do something here. And then I pull this up and I'm like, oh well, there went that idea.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my All-Star Plus lineup here, which I thought was good. Nah, it's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've got Mpasi, against Tanzania. I've got Misic, rare. I've got Musa Silla, super rare. That feels good. And then you're like, but, midweek, shorter podium or rewards, and then you've got to combat probably Galatasaray winning by 4 and Bayern potentially 2. And there's no shortage of those cards.
Right.
So into cap we go.
Now with your mixed scarcities, that's the problem. You got to
No,
play
that
Rare Plus.
yeah, that is the problem. Yeah.
I
I'll
mean,
come back to you on how I.
47 cards isn't nothing.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Last midweek was 7.
7.
And I ended up finishing about 17th or something. And I was like, oh, man.
I was
kind of gutting.
23rd, 22nd, 23rd, something like that.
Yeah, not good enough.
Shout out to Sporting CP. Anyway. Let's check out some pick scores, Sam. Who do you think is the best player this week? Oh, of course. Every time. I actually think this was the case last game week as well. If I remember correctly, it was Somerville, Sane, and who would the last one have been? I don't think it was Kane. I think Kane was 4th, but it was Leeds and Bayern. And here we are again, just to troll me.
Yep, here we are again. Lots of Bayern. Johan Barbe there. So at home to Valenciennes, who are terrible.
Yep.
Brunetta's like automatic 70, isn't he? That guy.
Not anymore.
No? Did he get a 69 or something?
Tigres has killed him.
That's a weird definition of killed.
The AA is gone. I mean, Sam, there is a very clear path right here, and it is heading to 0.
Okay, I was heading to 0. To 0. Okay, got you.
I'm just saying that's the trend.
Yeah, this is the worst player on the platform right here.
Not yet. Not yet. It's probably like 6 or 7 more games, and then he'll just be rocking zeros. Okay. No, the AA has just disappeared with Tigres, but I guess as long as you continue to get assists, then you're fine.
Would bother me, though. Would definitely bother me.
Yeah. How wild is it to see Somerville more expensive than Leroy Sané? Like, I get it.
Yeah, I understand why, because it's the low mint scenario with the 5%. So he's a very, very powerful card. There's going to be Somerville's floating around on 16 or maybe even 17% at this point.
Yep. He's U23 also.
Yeah, so I can certainly see it. I mean, if you've got one, great. Don't let it go. But it is just one of the quirks of this platform, isn't it? That ultimately the very top star names aren't necessarily the top ones on the price list. I mean, Leroy Sané is a world-class player and Somerville plays in the 2nd division. You go a little bit further down and you have similar scenarios. Upper Meccano down there in 10th or 12th or whatever that is. And Johan Barbe, Bordeaux defender, is higher up in the list. That's just the game.
Barbe is one of those, like, he's been so good for a while that it's one of those that, like, so many people on Sorare know who he is and the rest of the world has never heard of it. Like,
no. I've never ever seen him play, ever, and I watch Ligue 2. So that's it.
Alex said they'll be terrible if they go up. That's
of course
classic example. No, you don't want them to go up. I don't even know where Bordeaux sit right now.
I've got a Granada collection in limited, and last year Miguel Rubio, the centre back, was an absolute destroyer. Okay, Bordeaux aren't going up by the looks of it, but yeah, Rubio was he used to win 10 duels a game and lose just the one, and he used to smash. He was absolutely useless at La Liga level. Like, the step is absolutely huge between these divisions, and it's just one of those things. You need to be willing and ready to reload your gallery if you need to, but I wouldn't be too worried if you're a Barbe owner right now.
They almost got promoted last year. Like, I think they missed out on the last day, if I remember, because of the Rodez matchup.
Oh, really?
It was the match was suspended because flares on the pitch, maybe something, and they canceled the match. And I think Bordeaux needed a win, and they also needed something else to happen, and the something else didn't happen anyway, so they never ended up finishing the match.
Right. Okay. No point.
The weird things you learn when you have the guy who started next to Barbe and not actually Barbe, Gregerson, who's heading to Atlanta United now.
He is. How will he do there? Will he be okay?
I don't ever consider any MLS defender that great.
Okay.
So he'll be fine. Okay. Thankfully, he's got Brad Guzan behind him to really lock things up.
Woo!
Yeah. KB97 said Somerville will be world class.
Ooh, I like that. He's a hell of a player. A hell of a player.
Is he
Last
a
12
hell of a
months.
player, or is he a hell of a second division player?
No, he's going to be a hell of a player. I mean, right now he's only just finding his feet. Like he had a bit of a prolonged breakthrough into the Leeds team. He kind of got thrown in during the relegation year. He looked pretty good in a bad team, but you know what managers do in that scenario? They tend to lean on experience to try and get them out of it. And so he was in and out and in and out, but he was more convincing than half the other wingers they've got there, even when they were going down and then obviously dropping that level. He's just given him the consistency of playing time, but also the confidence to just attack defenders and beat them. And he's really good. He's a really good player. I don't know if he'll be world class. I mean, it's a hell of a stretch, but he won't spend any longer in the second division. If Leeds don't go up, he won't stay down. No way.
Sky's the limit, Sam. That's what KB says. Watches him every week.
Like it. Yeah, I like it. He's thrilling to watch, and that's kind of why you end up using these superlatives and projecting so high, because like he just blows you away with some of his footwork.
I get it. I got you. I'm just noticing how much Bayern is on this list. Like Sane, Kane, Upamecano, Neuer, 2 Musialas just to really rub it in. There's Kimmich, like the worst one. Coman. Ugh.
Was that Musacilla up there I saw?
Was it?
I think maybe I saw Musacilla.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Woo! Reply to me on Instagram.
He does watch. Yeah, he's usually in the chat. I don't know where he is today. But,
yeah, that's so weird.
How does it feel to have a card better than Joshua Kimmich this week?
Yeah, I didn't know that Musacilla is a better footballer than Joshua Kimmich. I'm surprised. But that's cool to know.
Better than Kaneko? He's back?
He's back.
Is he back? Or is he at Asia? I don't know if he's good enough to be called up to anyone know?
I have absolutely no idea if he's at the Asia Cup.
Toby spotted this too. There you go.
Kaneko.
So who else is Musacilla better than? Sadio Mane?
Yep. Definitely.
Yep. Alphonso Davies?
Wilfried Zaha, he should be at the Africa Cup of Nations, shouldn't he? But what happened there? He had a fallout, I think.
He did.
Well, he absolutely rinsed it last game, so...
Yeah, he's perfectly fine not being there, I guess.
Yeah, he's happy enough.
Or do you think it's a little bit of a... I don't know what the situation was, but maybe it's like hey, maybe you should have taken me.
No, it wasn't a case of they didn't call him up. It was like that. I'm pretty sure it was we want you, but something happened. I don't know. Okay. I've seen it described as a complicated relationship. Probably not dissimilar to Andre Onana's complicated relationship with Cameroon. This does tend to happen. The FAs, the African FAs, some of them really do mess players around. You have to say.
Let's check out U23, the little Harry trade special here. Let's see what goalies we have. Oh yeah, Kavlina's back.
Well, that's did Harry take the trade? Did he take?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he did, because he's obviously building that Rijeka collection.
Obviously, that's why you wouldn't.
That's silly.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
I reckon that's Chavlina with the thing over the sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a rare, right?
It was a rare. Yeah, he didn't take it.
Didn't take it. Maybe it's still there. Who knows? So let's see. They're all away except Meslier. Oh,
there he is.
And corrected.
Excuse me.
My apologies.
Mind your P's and Q's. Yeah. Here we are. Look at that, 4-0 against Besiktas. Just like we all thought. Pendikspor 4, Besiktas 0.
How did he only score 65?
Because the team dominated, mate. He had nothing to do.
I guess so. Dominated with 35% possession.
All shots off target, maybe? Like what? I honestly don't know.
They claim 4 shots on target, but only 2 saves. Maybe was there a clearance off the line? Oh, there was. There it is. Okay. 2 of them.
Ooh. Lucky boy then.
Selfish. Meaning that they wouldn't let him get the save.
Yeah. He was definitely in position.
For sure.
Lassine Sinayoko there. He's about 7 or 8 down. That's interesting. He's been scoring pretty well at AFCON. I don't really know much about him, but he's been scoring all right. God, that was a hell of a peak on that chart, wasn't it? Yeah. He's keeping my Ibrahim Sissoko on the bench for Mali. I mean, those are some good scores, home or away. Jeez, club or country. I might need to figure this guy out.
And I assume this DNP was that he had already left for AFCON.
Yeah. Is that an instant buy?
Yeah, I wonder if these are Rivals instant buys.
Oh God, look at those. Do you think that's Rivals?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. So who is this? Like I shouldn't do this, but I sometimes do this. Where is it really? Here we go. Like, I'm curious how many cards. I guess they have a lot of cards. I was going to say sometimes it's like their first card.
Yeah.
You're like, man, you just spent $28 on a $6 card. But
go back to that guy's gallery or that person's gallery. Sorry, because it looked like a lot of. That's a lot of like. The three on the right, all Morocco. They all played AFCON at the weekend.
Yep.
2 Leverkusen, Jota. This is someone playing Rivals and buying loads of cards on Rivals, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a full Mali stack minus the goalie.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
And makes you really appreciate the difference in price between instant buys and secondary floor prices.
Yeah. But I mean,
Gamer Dad, keeping the game alive. Way to be.
Yeah, we need to dedicate the whole show to him. Not bad. Also, I saw he won a Vardiol there. So, hey, at least he's getting stuff.
There you go. Oh, yeah. This was definitely another one.
Yeah.
Wonder.
We need like 1,000 more of these people.
Yeah.
Just go, would you like to buy these cards? Hell yeah, I'll buy these
cards.
I
would. Yes, I would. A quick aside here from Kahuna Gaming. Sam, as a fellow Villa fan who now has Chambers, Dendoncker, and more importantly, Buendia super rares now, first 2 bought for the moves. Do you see Buendia getting a spot back in the team?
Well, we're asking a player to return from an ACL injury towards the end of a season. So it's tough, isn't it? I mean, it's tough to say like how players get on with that. I'd honestly say that I would temper expectations for the rest of the season, although he is coming along okay, I think. But eventually he'll get a spot back in the team. Just might not be this season. You might have to play the waiting game on that. But if you're buying a super rare, then you are ultimately playing the waiting game. Like people, you don't just buy super rares and, well, Harry does. But I say you don't just buy super rares to plug in for 1 week, do you? No, I do actually know a guy who does that exact thing. But generally, yeah, you'll have to play the waiting game on that. And Chambers, I think the next game he plays will be in a different coloured shirt. So maybe Chambers, Christ, if he dropped down to the Championship and got a loan or something, that'd be amazing.
I was going to say, is he just not good enough for the Prem?
He's certainly not good enough for Villa. I don't know about the rest of the Prem. He's just a bit of a nothing. He's a bit of a nothing player at the moment. Unfortunately, they've tried him in like 3 different positions and none of them seem to suit him. So you've given him all the shots you can.
Yeah.
He basically single-handedly ruined Villa's opening European group stage this season, the one in Poland, by playing so badly that they lost to Legia and put themselves on the back foot for the whole group stage and then had to play much stronger in Europe as a result of that to get the points needed than they actually wanted to. And it really messed with the whole, like, okay, well, let's like rotate the team for Europe because, you know, it's an easier game. Obviously, to say it's all Callum Chambers' fault is wrong. However, I am willing to blame him for every single part of it.
It is wrong to do so, but I will do it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. As someone who went to Poland and watched them lose, I'm doing it.
Glenn said he'd be a perfectly fine championship defender.
He would. He absolutely would.
Toby said, any good 220 common keepers, which is why I looked here. The problem is that the only 2 common keepers we have for the midweek are Neuer and Rano. And
yeah, Neuer's L15 is pretty damn high, isn't it? It's around 57 or something like that. So
Yeah.
Oh God, it's not just around 57. It is 57.
You absolutely nailed
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen. There's Onana at 48. That helps.
He's I guess I have no idea if you can use that card in
Surely.
even though it's not I mean maybe.
But
I don't know.
it's a cap mode. You can use any card, right? So
Oh, you're right. You're right.
yeah. So you're right. We don't have much, but we have Onana.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronno will let you fit loads in, but he won't score well. 20 saves.
Arthur disagrees.
To be fair, Ronno, like last couple of games, he's scored really well. He's a really good goalkeeper. He just plays with schmucks. So
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. Nice. Real nice.
Sam, he hasn't given up a single goal this year.
That's very true. That is very true.
In fact, Sam, if you don't want to be so obnoxious about it, he hasn't given up a goal in a whole month.
Yeah. What a guy. Why have you been tracking their preseason? Is he definitely not conceded any preseason or mid preseason games?
No. It's official games. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I say that, and Martin Frazel, who's hopefully the backup at Midtjylland, gave up an absolute howler the other day, and I was like, see, he should be on the bench, nowhere near this starting 11.
Yeah, team Lossell, baby.
Yeah. Anyway. Hold on. Let me go back to our Cap 220 since we're all still playing that. Although this isn't really going to help us as much as it used to. Let's see. Anyone good here? So we have 1A of players 39 and below. There we go. Somehow Jeremy Livelant sneaks in. This guy used to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Or had a bit of a spell and then transferred to Bordeaux and then was not as good.
He doesn't look happy, does he, about his move? Jeez.
I mean, the scores are indicative of his excitement. Right?
He knew, didn't he? He just knew. Frank Magri, not been great at AFCON so far from what I've seen. Just in terms of like actually watching him play. I don't know if he's actually got a decisive, but it wasn't great. Cameroon have been a bit weird, to be honest with you. A little bit weird. He used to be great as well, Magri. He was a second division striker and he was a bit of a killer. And then Toulouse picked him up and don't play him. Bamford's shaved off all his hair.
Really?
Yeah. And misses penalties. That's his thing now. So he got it taken off him, actually. It was Ruter. Was it Ruter? Yeah, at the weekend. Ruter took penalty duties. Ruter, didn't you used to own a Ruter?
I did.
Yeah. You had him with Somerville, didn't you?
Sure did.
You did, yeah, I remember that. So best player on the platform and Leeds' penalty taker.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the game's too easy and you just want to give yourself some more challenges. 93 Acres said Joel Perreault took
Sorry, my mistake. Joel Perreault took it. You are right.
Yeah,
okay, I'll let you off.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Kahuna, this is such a great Sorare line. I can't wait for a few weeks to enter my first All-Star Plus with Drake Callender, Brunetta, and Messi rares with super rare Callum Chambers and Japhet Tangana.
Tanganga has gone to, is it Millwall? I think it's Millwall. He's just been loaned. He's got, yeah, that's right. He had his loan cut short at Augsburg and he's gone to Millwall. It's Tanganga. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Millwall aren't very good, but this
look at the excitement.
It's playing time, right? So, and the L15 is hilarious, although it will disappear quite quickly if he plays well.
Not quickly. Oh, I guess, yeah, because he didn't actually play these. You're right.
It will be.
What do you take in that situation? Do you hope that he struggles for a little bit and gets a few more, or just like goes out and starts smashing?
What I would do is I would spin it in my favor either way. So if he plays really well, we made the right call, and if he starts slow, it's great for the L15, and I made the right call. I don't know if you know that, but I've never made a mistake.
Yeah, you are an absolute touting content expert at this point. Yeah. It's the old Sean Newsham. I was right. It was the manager that was wrong. Anyway, I think that's all we got. That's all we do here.
That's not bad for a midweek, is it?
Except we don't even want to play it because it's just Gala. And,
yes.
Did Gala move ahead of Bayern now? I can't remember.
No, they were top. They were top. Yeah, they were top. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Thanks everyone for joining. Sam, thank you. Do you have something else?
Yeah, just one more thing to say.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship game.
They sure are. Let's go. What time is that game for you next week?
Good question. Would you like to see my heart break live as I read the time? 11:30 p.m. kickoff. Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. Absolutely.
I mean, it's always going to be bad, right? Because it's the West Coast. So anything on the West Coast is like goodbye sleep.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Last night's game was at 8 p.m. here.
Ooh.
So yeah, 3 p.m. in Detroit and 8 p.m. here. But the Rams game was on at 1:30 a.m. So like I had to watch it. I had to watch the game in 40 the following morning with no spoilers. I deleted the ESPN app. I deleted the Bleacher Report. I deleted all my sports apps so I couldn't get anything leaking through, and then flicked it on in the morning. So I may stay up for that, but I may just sweat through it in the morning. I don't know. Either way, I'm very proud, very happy.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Well, congrats. Good luck on that one.
Thanks. And I'll try my hardest.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. I'll be back later today with Sean to talk about whether rivals can replace SO5. Thanks everyone. We'll see you then.